Hi guys, it's Dangerous Cat here. Welcome back to my channel to Dream Daddy, a dad's dating simulator. We're going back to where we left off, which is after our first S-rank date with Damien. While I'm doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull through the cul-de-sac. I wonder if we got any coupons today. The nice mail person slides a couple letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries for them to get it in. Hey, my coupons. I take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has headphones on. Amanda? She yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kinda busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay, just thought you want this big old envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, Amanda pushes her door open. Horn Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please! I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out a piece of envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And the suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreadable. I can't believe this. Oh, honey, it's okay if you didn't. I got in! Oh, I got in! Amanda tosses the letter aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. She pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my god, I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student. You nailed that interview and your photography is incredible. Wait, Dad, I know this one's really expensive and it's so far away. I think for a moment. HIA was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, but I know she's had her heart set on it for the longest time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again. Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie, we're celebrating tonight. Dinner, your choice. Wherever you want. Wherever? Amanda and I walk along the bayside, tearing it into our foil-wrapped burritos from a nearby food truck. You could have chosen anywhere in Maple Bay. Cost was not a determining factor. Please, Dad, you know I'm a simple gal. Just give me a burrito with a view. I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on the patch of grass and watch ships sail lazily through the bay. It's almost a tongue twister, this sentence. And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes and there are all these galleries nearby and there's a discount if you bring your student ID and... Amanda, slow down. You're gonna choke on your burrito. I know, I'm just excited. They mentioned that students get their own studio space once they're seniors and we get all the professional photo editing software for free. It's nice to see Amanda so enthusiastic about HIA, but I wish she wouldn't do it between bites of her burrito. I thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone of a similar major and interests. I bet we're gonna be best friends. Craig and I were. A good roommate can be a lifelong friend. But don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no, I'm just kidding. We didn't have a bad roommate. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. We spent a semester fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Carl ruled. Oh, they let you have animals in the dorms if you get a note saying you need one. I bet I could forge one. I think I'd get a rabbit, or maybe a snake, or maybe both. Would the snake eat a rabbit though? Oh boy, I think I'll leave all that up to you. She's so excited. I didn't want to disappoint her, but I need to be real for a second. So, you know I had the talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? What? No. I don't want to put a damper on the good news, but I need you to knock it out of the park these last few months of school, okay? If you really want to go to Horns. We need that scholarship money. I know you can do it. Okay. I promise I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. Think you can handle a 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's gonna be some treacherous ice roads to cross. And don't even get me started on the paranormal occurrences. Well, it'll be worth it if I get to see you. My eyes immediately well up with tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. Sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. You're all grown up and now you're such a good person. I hope you know how important you are to me. Dad, stop. You're gonna make me cry too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad, I can't get tears in my burrito. It's gonna make it taste sad. I pull Amanda in for a hug and kiss her on the forehead. Love ya, kiddo. Love ya too, Pops.
Welcome. You've got
Okay,
dads.
we can get for another dad. Oh, Hugo and Amy. Hey, are you up to anything tonight? Hugo and I were planning to go to the art walk downtown and were wondering if you would care to accompany us. I would normally write a letter longhand, but I've run out of distressed parchment paper. Whoa, why can I see Damien and Hugo's chat? Am I a hacker? But I don't even have a hacker alias. The feds are gonna bust down my door in a minute now. I've gotta destroy this computer. Sephiroth, this is a group chat. Oh, thank God. Do either of you guys know how to destroy a computer? You can run direct boot a nuke from a startup flash drive, but once you've done that, it's best to physically destroy the platters altogether. The Victorians were well versed in information security. Sephiroth, do you want to go see some art or not? Art is good. Let's go see art. See that art? Okay, look, I guess we're going to see that art. Too bad it's not like a one-on-one date, but I guess I'll take it. I have to survive Hugo and his mustache. Damien and Hugo invited me to the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never really been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. I don't see Damien or Hugo around anywhere, and I feel just a little uncomfortable standing among all these fancy art people. Sephiroth? I turn around. It's Joseph. Joseph, what are you doing here? Joseph scoffs at me. What am I doing here? How could you ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art, appreciatist?
Oh. Oh.
Okay, fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing. I'm guessing he invited you too. Yep, he admittedly a little out of my depth here. Thank God, I thought I was gonna be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know. Thank God. Yep, I actually get double points when I say it since I'm a minister. The point gets you into heaven, that's how it works. Anyway, where are the guys? I look at Spot, Hugo and Damien, who have seemed to have just arrived at the gallery. G'day, good eve. Evening, friends. Who's ready for some art? You know, I am. Art is dead and nothing is real. I have no idea what I'm in for. You know, I am. You know, I love looking at paintings that are in frames and also paintings that aren't in frames. Art is good and stuff. Well put, Sephiroth. All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. I like art now. I've got the table in my sights. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go help myself to some tiny wines. I will talk art with Hugo and Damien because I want to spend time with Damien. So, what's this first place? This particular artist specializes in landscape painting of various locales within the American Northeast. I look at the art. It is red art. At the risk of sounding uninformed, do all of these landscapes look like bites to you guys? Damien and Hugo lean in, examining the paintings in earnest. It would appear as if you are correct. Valid assessment, Sephiroth. Hey, this art stuff's pretty easy. Oh, it gets more complicated. Sometimes the bats are more symbolic, sometimes the bats are metaphors, sometimes art is about the bats they don't draw. Interesting. Joseph returns to our group with tiny cheese and wine. What did I miss? But, shame, the cheese is nice though. Shall we visit the next place? We leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. The gallery's a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of, I'm not even sure, hang on the walls? Oh geez. What am I looking at here? This is abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does art mean to you? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. It's a metaphor for the human condition. It reminds me of my childhood. It represents strife. It's a butt. I mean, I could go with the butt joke again, but I think, let's say it reminds me of my childhood. The gestures, the color, they remind me of my childhood, of my parents. Intriguing, yet discover something so personal in an image so non-specific, Sephiroth. May I ask you to say a little more? Just kidding. It's a butt. I kind of want to go with that one, but I think I'll get more points with Damien if I go for certainly. These vivid, simple forms communicate a solemnity that is betrayed by the raw expressiveness of the brushwork, which in a way speaks to the essential nature of human experience. The scars left by the passage of time and the turmoil of contemporary life are both contextualized and deepened by the rose-colored echoes of pre-Oedipal consciousness. Slow down there, Sephiroth. Do us a favor and keep it simple. It's a bot. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's just so funny. Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a bot. Well, a valid assessment. I can't help feeling your initial judgment may be close to the artist's intentions. Maybe you're underestimating how much the artist likes butts. You are a servant of the Lord. We're all God's creatures, even butts. Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving towards digitization. Wow, how do you figure that out? That's what it says on the placard. Oh. Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's works. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that the artist chooses not to let their work be defined by, what's the word, realism? Realism. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. Shh, I could do that. Excuse me? Hugo, not here. No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo's fuming right next to him. You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece even a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like your self is bad, so your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Friend, he's not worth it. Hugo manages to cool down. He smooths his jacket. I'm sorry, I just love art very much. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No. It's wine and cheese. Co-signed. The four of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully it's grounded in realism and is actual wine and cheese. We got one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? Is it gonna be any weirder in this art? It is absolutely weirder in this art. Let's do it! Damien, Hugo, Joseph and I walk over to a performance on the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us. So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening? I second this question. Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Wood. Fear of existence, the very humanity of being human. They really like screaming butts. I have to go with this. I'm sorry. I wanted to sound sophisticated, and the game made me talk about butts, so I guess I have to go with that. What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they're saying and more about what they're saying it. I think there's something special about performance art. With almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography, the artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of raw human emotion. It's art as catharsis. That's beautiful, Damien. So, what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art as long as I like really mean it. David fixes him with a
Yeah.
hard stare.
Ugh.
I was gonna start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, that joke isn't gonna play well with the
Oh.
crowd.
Ah.
Wise.
Oh.
We watch the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can and clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. Phew, I think I'm all arted out. Great. We all decide to walk home together.
Hmm?
We make our way back to the cul-de-sac, tiny wine and tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, and not just what I've learned about art, which was nice and extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheese together, it eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much cheese. The tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Walks wings too close to the sun.
Oh.
Cheese wings? Those would melt in the sun too, and I feel like it's more appropriate imagery. Plus, it'll be delicious. A nice Emmentaler, possibly. Hey, if you guys were painters, what would you paint? I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time.
Oh.
I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions, like, for example, lookouts. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses, mostly boats. Really? Yeah, I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of a long history of religious imagery in artwork. What? Boats are cool.
Oh.
What about you, Sephiroth? Foot artistry, landscapes, tasteful nudes of the artist. Let's not go with tasteful nudes. I think I would go for landscapes for artistry. Maybe landscapes.
Oh.
I think I could examine a lot of beautiful imagery and recapture it on canvas. And I'm just kidding, it's gonna be butts. The answer didn't even matter. Joseph gives me a high five. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys, good art. Good art. Great.
Hey.
See you guys around? Whether you want to or not, we're all neighbors after all. I head inside to deal with my inevitable cheese over. Hangover, cheese over.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay, so we're not really getting over cheese over, like we're choosing a date to date. Okay, we're going with Damien again. I want Damien so bad. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, Dearest Sephiroth, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slow and more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my old child, but in the morality of my spirit, and for that I thank you. That said, Sephiroth, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema followed by a moonlit stroll would be to your taste. I eagerly await your response. With great respect, Damien Gladmerge. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow, he's good. So you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah, I better message him on Deadpool and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back, a real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like and enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop and peruse show times. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2. Evil never dies. I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a clean exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? No, there's just lots of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, and sit down at the table and Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. I start writing. Damien. Good morrow to you on this fine eve. I do hope that this letter finds you in good health. Good one. What's next? Hey, remember when your son tried to cast... No, you being good? I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Jeez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after the last encounter. I think I go with that. Nice. Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. With a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. Bring it home, Paps. Let me take you out. I got to take it. I would very much enjoy your company. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Namaste. Best wishes. And then I say my name, my full name, fancier that way. Sephiroth Wood. Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. Damien, I do hope that this letter finds you in good health. I must confess of my amateur control of the written word, as well as my even more amateur penmanship. Your letter found me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Well, a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema, and close you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you'll find both titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes, Sephiroth. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's that other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses the small piece of wood into it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing... Here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to do is deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has to get pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony, they're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. Yeah, me neither. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished? Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night and the theater is kinda crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was it thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
What?
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for my purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids or perhaps Milk Dudes. Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks as we're waiting. I hear a familiar voice behind us. My dad's here. I turn around to find Lucian standing in a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other golf kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Suspending, spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me some kids movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends and I look over to Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in the line for a little longer and Damien bites his snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course, I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I've never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies? You must be joking. I love horror movies. Yeah, like hell you are. The lights dim for the film. Damien screams. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. It's so precious. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice, and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale one with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in the coffin. Awaken, my coffin. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy. It is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade, this rules. The trio of vampires flies off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at the truce meeting with the general of the human army whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, is it good to finally meet you? General, I agree, it's good to finally blood you. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Tell a dad joke, point out a plot hole, ask what's happening. Tell a dad joke? Where does a dog go when it loses its tail? Where? To the retail store. That's so cheesy. I yelled the last bit a little too loud for a crowded movie theater, but I can see a smile on Damien's face. Good one, Sephiroth. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus Badblood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts, our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen, but then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmela, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, twist ending. Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade. Evil must die again. More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades away again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn, okay, here comes the smooth response. Thanks, cool, okay. Right. Thanks. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of the cemetery. What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, Sephiroth. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, it is strangely romantic. I actually like being on a cemetery a lot. Like, this is a very peaceful and yet kind of a creepy place. Both things I love. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition, an appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
Oh my.
I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by the movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films. So I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I hadn't known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. So sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. That's actually very true. He's going deep here, but that's true. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly toward us. Its shape taking more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature is getting closer, moving faster. Woof! Oh, it's a dog. As it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owners toward us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hand. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog! Hey! We both look up, not expecting to see. Thanks.
Hmm.
Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids.
Hmm.
What?
Huh.
What?
Hmm.
I didn't know you had a dog.
Hey.
This isn't my dog.
Mm,
I found her wandering and it's straight up with a leash on her and now we're walking around this graveyard together, hunting cryptids.
Hmm.
Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat?
mm.
Sure. We didn't give her cheese though.
Ah.
Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks.
Oh.
My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians loved dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog such as terrier or Maltese. I think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin the walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Sephiroth, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it into my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. I can wait to sneeze and I'm gonna wave this at the passing ships. I will use this to dry my tears for those I've lost. Oh, the best answers. A noble purpose. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Oh, thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. I unlock the door and step inside. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, Okay, yes, how was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told ya. But as it turns out, Damien is scared. Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yeah, he's so cool, it's scary. Nice save, Sephiroth. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I didn't trust you. Nor I, you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. Okay. Date complete. How did we do? Goofy, family fun, Victorian, Edwardian, horror, and dog. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Ezra.
My stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
That's so amazing. I'm actually pretty happy because there's only one more date to go on with Damien, and I think we're pretty much hooked with him. So, I'm going to save that for the next episode, because right now I think it's been fun enough to discover that the Goth King doesn't actually like horrors or vampires. But he likes cemeteries, and I like cemeteries. That's what I'm talking. Damien gives me like kind of this nice guy vibe, even though he's eccentric a little. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you around in the next one. Bye.